Submarine. ScrapMan, you should try to make a submarine. Make a submarine. Hashtag request. Try to make a submarine in Trailmakers. You should make a submarine. Make a submarine. Build submarine. Please make a submarine. Try a submarine. Make a submarine. Bro, must make a submarine. Okay. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is ScrapMan bringing you another episode of Trailmakers, and it is here. Underwater seats. Submarines are finally possible. One of the most requested things since the water update came out was to make an actual working submarine. And you might also notice that the water environment looks a little bit different. This was not here before. There's like an archway over here. There's an archway down over there. There's some like seaweed and grass and rocks and even some fish under there. So they've updated the underwater environment. They've updated the blocks, and now we're going to be able to make a submarine, and that's what we're going to be doing in this episode, and I'm super excited for it. So first, before we actually start building, let's take a look at what is new in the game. Oh, and for the record, I'm actually playing in the test branch right now. The update isn't officially out. It's just in the upcoming test branch right now. So I don't know if it's going to be out by the time this video is out. If it's not, you can access this by going into your game properties in your game library and opting into the betas tab and do the upcoming branch. Okay, so let's get into build mode here. And we're going to be looking at what has been added in this update. And I think the main thing is, well, here's this thing. We got a buoyancy control device. Now, this is essentially like a diaphragm that expands and contracts with air to raise and lower the buoyancy of your vehicle. This is gonna be super useful for depth adjustment and also making sure that you can both stay underwater and stay on top of the water if you need to, so you don't lose your vehicle or just stay floating and constantly resisting the buoyancy. And the other major thing is the diving bell, they are calling it. Take a look at this. This is your submarine seat, and this thing looks amazing. So this is gonna be our submarine seat vehicle, and with that, we can now see the settings on the diaphragm, or the buoyancy control. So it looks like we have up and down controls, so we can actually see that in action right now, and we have our buoyancy right here. So I'm just going max buoyancy, and we can go ahead and hop in here. So if oh, we're rolling over. Oh, does the seat actually rolls? That's kind of cool. All right, so you can see as we expand and contract, this would be down, and this would be up. So more buoyancy, less buoyancy. So that's a really cool little animation that shows you how much buoyancy you're enabling. Now, the only thing that I'm a little bit weird about is the seat actually has the WASD tilting. So it's kind of hard to see right now. Here, let's actually go in the water. Let's drag this thing over into the water so we can see how this is actually working. And it's probably a better idea to put the buoyancy on the top. There we go. All right, let's drop this thing down. Seat? Wait, what? My seat, why don't we go ahead and just build in the water since we can do that now. All right, now we should be able to drop it into the water and up. Buoyant, please. There we go. Okay, now we're going up. I'm like, does this thing not have enough power just to overcome the seat itself? So it looks like roughly 30 kilograms is the amount of buoyancy this can offset. Or the amount of weight this can offset with buoyancy. So we're slowly going back up, and you can see if I press forward, W, I tilt my seat forward. Same thing with tilting left and right. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. It might make it harder to build some things that are just controlled with WASD. But now we're floating, and if I press down here, you can see we sink down to the bottom. And I'm gonna try to go back up now after we increase the diaphragm here of the buoyancy device. All right, actually, we're just going to build mode, and that'll give us a shortcut. So that's how that thing works. What else do we have here? I think we have some new blocks. Oh, yes, here we go. We have a heavyweight block and a weight block. So these are going to be useful for fine-tuning the weights of your things in a small amount of area. Because before, this is 50 kilograms in a 4x2 or a 4x4x2 area. And it would be really hard before to increase the weight of your craft without just adding a lot of bulk to it. So now you can increase the weight a lot with only adding a little bit of bulk to it. And we have a smaller 30 kilogram one here. So that's gonna be useful not only in water creations, but also I think flying creations could use that as well. And then what I'm waiting on, which I know everyone else is probably waiting on, is where's the submarine wheel? I mean, this is a big oversight, Trailmakers developers. I mean, I don't see a submarine wheel here, so I don't know what you guys are thinking, not putting in your submarine wheel. All right, so obviously this episode, we're actually gonna be building a submarine, but first, let's just do a quick test of how this thing works. I'm gonna attach 2 diaphragms to this thing, and I like kind of like space to go up and control to go down. That's kind of like intuitive to me. And then I just want to put some of these on it, just like that. And I'm gonna set these to left shift. Kind of see that as like boost. And let's just see how this thing goes. All right, well, we're buoyant enough, so now we should be able to go down. Should be able to like neutralize ourselves out here. And then we have our pitch and our roll like that. And I think we should just be able to go. Check this out. The only thing is we don't have any yaw. So in order to turn to the right, I have to go like this and then like this. This is actually super weird. This thing is so weird, but actually it works surprisingly well. And we can do a backflip. Look at this. All right, yeah, like I said, the only thing this is missing is some yaw controls, and yaw might actually be kind of weird because if we do A and D for yaw, we're gonna have that automatic tilt going on, which is not ideal. So yeah, and if we stop, oh, we're sinking a little bit, so let's add a little bit more buoyancy. Oh, now we're going up. Let's go down a little bit less buoyancy. Trying to find that sweet spot here. Oh, not enough. Is this it? Is this the sweet spot? Nope, too much. Just tap it. Not enough. Tap it. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Let's get up off the ground here. Up off the ground. We're really, really close. Yeah, I don't think we can fine tune this right now, unfortunately. Like, we're super... Wait. Do we have it? Do we have it? We might have it. No, we're slightly negatively buoyant. So yeah, this thing is just super cool. Look at that. We can just go up and down like this. It's actually, whoa, we're really heavy without any buoyancy. Check this out. We're like a rock. All right, now let's go ahead and go back up to the surface. We can actually make it a lot quicker if we do this. Oh, how much air do you think we'll get? How much air do you think we can get out of here? And... All right, anyway, we're going to delete this thing because this is, not much effort went into that. And now let's actually build a submarine for real and explore the ocean depths and see what kind of things we can see under here. Like, what are some of the new things that they've added into the ocean? All right, cue the time lapse. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We have our finished submarine here, and it's a little bit more finicky than I thought it was to do different weight distribution, and also this tail may have not been the best idea, and I'll show you why in a second here. But basically, I added a bunch of aesthetic parts onto it, which really added a lot of weight to it. Like, we even have a bunch of underglow down here. We have all these like pointless aesthetic things on the sides here, just to make it not look like a box, because this thing was just totally gonna look like a box otherwise. Even like, these aren't really there for like a purpose. I just thought that kind of looked cool. This is supposed to be the periscope. They're horns, but we don't have like a center point, so I couldn't just make a single shaft without it being off center. And then we have, I thought it might be nice to have like a tail fin to kind of help with our turning here. So this actually turns left, right, and up and down. So we're gonna have pitch and yaw. And the way I designed this on the inside is all of our diaphragms, all of our BCDs are on the top here. You see, I think there's 6 of them total up here. And I think we even have some, yeah, there's some pontoons up here as well. So all of our buoyancy is at the top of our submarine. And then on the bottom, we have some extra, we have 4 extra propeller engines. And we also have a propeller engine in the tail here. So hopefully having those propeller engines on the bottom, all the buoyancy devices on the top, make it so that we don't need a roll factor, because our top should stay more buoyant than the bottom, keeping us upright the entire time. So we only have to worry about left and right and up and down pretty much. We got some headlights on the front here. I thought these things kind of looked almost like gills, so I put those on the side. That looks kind of cool. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. So let's go ahead and spawn this thing in here. It floats, so that's good. And now we're just going to, I'm going to show you why I think the tail was a bad idea. So if I lower my buoyancy, we're gonna sink down to the bottom, but my tail resists the water, which actually makes me nosedive a little bit. And same thing, if I activate my buoyancy, my tail is going to resist movement, which then brings my nose up. So I can't really have a level up and down if I have this tail. So it would, but then again, the tail is really useful. Like if I go forward like this, the tail is super useful for turning and pitch, like going up and down. So I'm not sure what would be the best way to kind of have the best of both worlds, where we can go up and down, left and right really easily, but also be able to raise and lower our buoyancy and stay level at the same time. But anyway, enough about that. Let's actually, let's try to find a neutrally buoyant, as close as we can to neutrally buoyant. And then we're gonna take a journey through this area. But we're having a heck of a time trying to stay neutrally buoyant here. All right, what are we at now? We are definitely negatively buoyant. So let's go up a little bit. Oh, now we're positively buoyant. All right, I think we're pretty close right now. Yeah, we are pretty close. Look at that. We're actually just kind of like staying here. Our tail's going down though for some reason. So look, we have fish. We have fish underwater that aren't piranhas trying to eat you. So that's excellent. So let's go around the ocean floor for a little bit, and then we're gonna do first person. We're gonna see what first person looks like as well. Now, do these fish respond to me? Do they run away from me or anything? Man, my headlamps are super effective. Are those fish upside down? Oh wait, no, those fish aren't upside down. Wait, now they're upside down. Wait, what? They just flew into my submarine. This is they're upside down on, oh, what? All right, they all just disappeared. Okay, we're just gonna ignore that. Pretend we didn't see those fish not behave normally whatsoever. Now, let's go under this archway. See how the controllability of this thing is. How accurate can we control ourselves? And then we're gonna go into first person, do some first person ocean exploration. I have no idea why I put the exhaust things on here. I just thought they would look cool. And it's kind of weird to me that they're smoking underwater. I don't think smoke works underwater, since smoke is a gas and we're in liquid right now. So yeah, we've got underwater exhausts. I mean, it should be bubbling up to the surface immediately, but no, we have actual smoke going on here. All right, now let's go ahead and this is first person. Here we go. So this is first person view now. We are in our diving bell, and this actually feels really nice. Let's go ahead and see if we can. Oh, I just realized I don't have reverse on this thing. I was gonna say, let's go ahead and take a look at this. You know what? We should make like an underwater sea research vessel. Like the marine biologist kind of research vessel type thing. That'd be kind of cool, but we need like We need to be able to go up and down level. We need to be able to go forward, back. And do they strafe side to side? I don't know. We might have to be able to turn with yaw. We're probably gonna have to use some of like the helicopter engines to like help ourselves turn. That could actually work really well. All right. I'm brainstorming here on a future build. All right, but anyway, so it looks like, I don't know how much they've added to the underwater. I don't know if there's any other Easter eggs here underwater. It seems like this is like grassy areas. We got the rock, we got like the seaweed thing here, some fish, and then whatever this thing is right here. Here, let's go back out. That thing is a thing that exists underwater. So yeah, it looks like they just added a lot of cool underwater archways near the main area. I think these are like going all around the island. Like, where are we right now? Here, let's bring up our map. I actually need to turn my HUD back on. Yeah, so we started over here. Now we're over here, and we're getting into a whole other slew of archways. Ooh, here's a little, like, cave, not cave, but like a valley to go in between here. I don't even know where we are anymore. Where are we? Oh, we're like inside some type of area of land that's enclosed. Oh, can we dolphin? Look at it. We can almost dolphin. We're more of like a whale. Ready? And we can't completely get out of the air. You know what would be really cool? It'd be really cool to see like a hurdles course. An underwater, not underwater, but like an in-water hurdles course where there's actually hurdles that you have to jump in the middle of the ocean. So you actually have to create a vehicle that can go dive underwater and then zoom up to the surface enough to jump over some hurdles. Because there is actually now, we might be looking at this in a future episode, there is now an underwater race course on the race island. Now that the submarine update has been implemented, we actually have an underwater race course that requires you to be able to go underwater. So I don't know if the whole thing is underwater or if just portions of it are underwater. But yeah, this adds a whole nother avenue of vehicles to create. So now we have flying, we have hovering, we have boats, we have cars, and now we have underwater. So that's like 5 different types of vehicle mediums for us to travel through. So I'm actually really satisfied with how this thing turned out. I really like the way it looks, and I'm really happy that I kept my underwater seat at the front here with the glass exposed, because I could have just put it like in the middle and like kept it not exposed, but I think it was a good decision to keep it at the front here. It looks really, really cool having it there. So let me know, what was your favorite part about this episode? What's your favorite part about this update? And what do you want to see me do with the submarine update in future episodes? I'm definitely going to go down in the comments to see what kind of ideas you guys might have. How can we use the submarine seat in some more creative ways? Obviously, we made a submarine, but what else can we do with this thing? What ideas do you have? Anyway, I'm looking forward to reading those comments. This has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye.